Welcome to Fantasy Sports Live, brought to you by DraftDay.com. I am Crazy Gaby. It is Wednesday, and I could make one of those annoying Hump Day references, but I'm going to take the high road. I know those are annoying. I'm not going to talk about Hump Day at all, even though it is Hump Day. But I digress. Obviously, yesterday concluded the at least immediate saga of Donald Sterling with Adam Silver's press conference. We talked about it in yesterday's video. I want to give you my closing thoughts before we get back to some other news. So, Adam Silver handed down the lifetime ban. He gave him the maximum fine of $2.5 million, which is really negligible. It's not something you really even need to mention. But what's most interesting to me is that Adam Silver had been in contact with the players, per his own words, and a story broke out after the press conference that the Golden State Warriors actually were planning a walkout. So they were going to go through their pregame routine. They were going to, walk through introductions. They were going to go out to the court for the tip-off. And then as soon as the ball was thrown up in the air for tip-off, they were just going to walk right off the court, completely silent, not saying a word. It also says in the report that they were going to talk to the Clippers when they had a moment before the game to see if they would be with them. My guess is if it had been an indefinite suspension, just kind of a slap on the wrist with no real resolution happening yesterday, I think the Clippers would have been completely on board for this act of solidarity. So a lot of interesting things in play. Last night could have been very, very strange, and if you remember, I told you to fade the players from that game unless something really, really drastic happened in that press conference. Of course, it did happen, so you were safe to take those guys, but it looks like I was a little bit of a prophet that could have came true. But, I won't toot my horn too much. One other thing we have to mention is what a great series this Memphis Grizzlies versus Oklahoma City Thunder contests are. These are turning out to be amazing. I mean, 4 straight overtime games never happened in the history of the NBA playoffs. And if you remember back to my NBA playoff preview that I wrote about 2 weeks ago, I might have predicted the Grizzlies beating the Thunder as my one major round 1 upset. It's not quite there yet. They're only up 3-2, but guess what? Next game, game 6, back in Memphis. I don't see them losing that one. Thunder, GTFO. See you next season. I want you. Uncle Gaby needs you to join the Fantasy Sports Live League. That's right. We have a league now. It's powered by Draft Day. It's just a kick-ass, unique, and customizable experience to play fantasy sports with a group of people, friends, family, colleagues, whatever. It's got leaderboards. You can keep track of everything. Just click the freaking link below and get in there now. On to tonight's top plays. We've got my 5 guys column coming out in a little bit. It'll be out actually by the time you are watching this. Jordan Zimmerman has been a bit shaky to start the season, but he's primed to explode tonight. That's right. The Astros have the worst strikeout rate against right-handed pitching in the American League, and he's only $17,100. Makes a great cornerstone play as your first starting pitcher. You go a little cheaper than that, and you can really load up on the big bats this evening. As far as my top hitters go tonight, handedness advantages abound this evening. Evan Longoria, Josh Donaldson, Buster Posey all vault into top play consideration when they are facing an average to below average left-hander. And guess what? They've all got it tonight. Now, you won't be able to play all 3 of them due to price and positional eligibility. You'll only be able to play 1 to 2. But these are 3 players you should look at first when you are considering your lineups. They're cornerstone plays. They're just too good to not look at. Make sure they're the first ones on your mind. You can click the link below for my full take on tonight's 5 guys. I want to let you inside of my mind. It's kind of crazy in there, though. Question of the day: with the Memphis Grizzlies potentially beating the Oklahoma City Thunder, and the Spurs not looking anything like the Spurs, do the Clippers use this whole ordeal to band together and make a run to the NBA Finals? It's not out of the realm of possibilities. In fact, I would say the Clippers are probably the best, if not the second best team in the West right now. This is going to get crazy, folks. Buckle up. I want to know your thoughts, so leave them below. Tell me what you think about the Clippers, how they fare for the rest of the postseason. Come on, let's discuss. I know you like this video, but at the very least, you like my beard. So please, like, subscribe, get daily fantasy news, top picks, everything going on in the industry delivered to you as soon as it's available. And just that little subscribe button right there. You can do it. I promise. It's not difficult. Thanks for watching Fantasy Sports Live. I'm Crazy Gaby reminding you to be a man and grow yourself a beard.